your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Good morning to all of you. Welcome back to Monday. It's the 22nd day of April. CJ and Solo, it's our daily show. And we got a good one for all of you, a busy show. We're going to be talking to Shane Williams here in about, 17 minutes or so, but who's counting? Then at 10:10, we're going to be talking to OSF Healthcare, and we're going to get the latest from our one of our greater partners in the Riverbend region when it comes to all of our healthcare needs, and we're going to learn some more insights with their conversation as well. At 10:30, we're going to be talking to Keri Kiser and getting all the updates on Eagle Fest, which is coming down the pipeline in just a few short weeks. Keri will be filling us in on all the preparations and all the details of that great day. Then at 10:50, we're going to be talking to Sage Macklay, and we're going to get all the latest from Funky Planet and learn about their game night events that they have coming up down the pipeline at Old Bakery Brewery and our beer company, and we're going to get all the details and ways that we can attend. But, man, that was a mouthful already at 9:04. That's what's coming down the pipeline in the next 2 hours. But here's what I'm hitting you with now. Here's top of the hour news. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update, and you'll never miss out. You can join myself and over 70,000 people that are in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. We'll take you to Godfrey first. The big news story of the weekend was the grand opening of the Village Dispensary at 110 Northport in Godfrey. It's open for business. One of the owners, Eddie Scholler Jr., said they're excited to greet all of the customers. Scholler said the business is right on the line of Alton and Godfrey and has an Alton mailing address, but is considered a Godfrey location. The business will begin with operating hours at 7 a.m. and 10 to 10 p.m. Monday through Sunday. And Scholler said those times may be adjusted at some point, depending on the feedback of customers. Eddie said he and his employees at the new location couldn't be more excited to have a new marijuana dispensary open for those in the region. We will have a very extensive inventory, he said. I'm very proud of all of our employees who have been training, and they have things figured out for customers. They are also excited to have it open. Eddie Scholler Jr. is, of course, the longtime owner of the iconic Fast Eddie's Bon Air on Broadway, known literally worldwide by its visitors. He said many of the lessons he has learned in the years as the Fast Eddie's owner will be put into place in his new Godfrey business. At Village Dispensary, we take pride in our roots, Scholler said on his website. Being locally owned means we understand the needs and preferences of our community. Our store has been built with the support and craftsmanship of local unions, reflecting our commitment to quality and community development. Scholler said Village Dispensary offers a wide selection of cannabis products, including flowers, edibles, concentrates, vapes, and more. The Godfrey business will feature a knowledgeable staff ready to guide customers through their products and help them make informed choices. Eddie continued, we believe in quality, community, and accessibility. Our goal is to create a space where everyone feels welcome and leaves satisfied, knowing they've received the best products and services available. Whether you're a seasoned consumer or new to cannabis, our friendly team is here to help you navigate our diverse range of products and find what's right for you. Eddie stressed many of the employees are from the Riverbend region, and Eddie also wanted to reiterate the variety of gummies that will be great at the dispensary and on display, along with the typical flowered cannabis and some pre-roll products. Eddie stressed the new dispensary will definitely have the lowest prices for products in the area. He said they want to give customers an extra reason to make that trip with daily specials and a quality product at a low price. The website for the new business is Village Dispo. That's Village Dispo, DISPO.com. You can also call them at 618-208-7833. Also in the news today, out of Alton, Sydney Sinks reporting the following. 3 local students signed their letter of intent to Rankin Technical College. How cool is this? On Thursday, April the 18th, students from Alton High School, Marquette Catholic, participated in Rankin's NC3 National Signing Day ceremony. Justin Washington, a student at Alton High School, will enter the Architectural Technology program from Marquette. Van Coding and Nicholas Cardinale will enter the high-performance racing technology and fabricating and welding technology programs, respectively. A total of 68 students signed at Rankin on Thursday, and students shared breakfast with Vice President of Education Sharon Brugman and toured the facilities at Rankin in addition to the signing ceremony. During the ceremony, Kirk Ryan with Emerson Electric Rigid and Chris Wamsley with Thermo King welcome students and encourage them to work hard over the next few years. Keynote speaker Phil Evans with Hussman spoke about the combination of the right knowledge, skills, and attitude which Rankin can provide. Evans told students to focus on building their know-how and their know-why through refining their knowledge and their attitudes. He said most employers will hire people for their attitudes and then train them into their needed skills, and he encouraged students to go confidently but humbly into their next chapter with these attributes. Summer classes start in a few weeks, and for more information on Rankin Technical College, you can visit rankin.edu. That's rankin.edu. Also in the news today, back here locally to the Riverbend region, out of Hardin, a Hamburg man is facing a various amount of charges after a domestic report in April, and here's what we know. On April the 3rd, the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office was notified of a domestic disturbance that took place on the 400th block of Porcupine Lane in Hamburg in Calhoun County. The Sheriff's Office responded to the scene and began an investigation. The suspect was located the following morning, and subsequently, a individual, Justice A. Self, age 26, of Hamburg, was arrested for the following offenses: aggravated battery, domestic battery, unlawful restraint, and driving while license revoked. Self was arrested without incident and transported to the Pike County Jail. Also, up in that neck of the woods out of Hardin, a Hardin man has been arrested on a pair of charges after the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office was notified of a domestic disturbance in the 500th block of French Street during the middle of February. And here's what we know as these details do emerge. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office responded to the scene and began an immediate investigation. Law enforcement officials were advised by witnesses that the suspect had left the scene and was located shortly thereafter by deputies of the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. Subsequently, Nicholas A. DeShirlia, age 35, of Hardin, was arrested for the following offenses: count 1, intimidation; count 2, disorderly conduct. He was arrested without incident and transported to the Pike County Jail. Also in the news today, out of Springfield, House Bill 4241, sponsored by State Representative Amy Ellick, the Republican from Alton, passed the House unanimously. The bill amends the sex offenses article of the Criminal Code and ensures that school employees who commit acts of sexual conduct or sexual penetration with the student, regardless of the student's age, are to be held responsible. Here are the details. The legislation protects students who are between 18 and 23 years of age against acts of sexual conduct or sexual abuse by an educator or school staff member. Abuse by an educator or authority figure involving sexual conduct is a Class A misdemeanor for the first offense and a Class 4 felony for the second or subsequent offense, or if there is more than one victim. For acts of sexual penetration, Class 3 and 4 felony charges are applicable. In addition, consent of the victim is not a defense to abuse committed by an educator or authority figure. The General Assembly has made great strides in recent years to protect students from sexual abuse in schools, stated Representative Ellick. She continues, however, we have unfinished work related to the protection of students ages 18 and over, whether it's an 18-year-old senior in high school or a student with disabilities who stays in high school a little bit longer. We have a duty to make sure these students are not victims of sexual exploitation. This bill is very narrowly tailored, and we worked diligently at a committee on the language through 2 amendments. I want to thank my colleagues on both sides of the aisle who worked with me to get this important legislation passed. The bill now moves to the Senate for further consideration. You can stay up to date on the latest legislative action in the Illinois House of Representatives by visiting RepEllick.com. That's RepEllick.com. My darn elbow on the soundboard. Also in the news today in sports, Nathan Tucker has this one for us. St. Louis City traveled west on Interstate 70 to renew their cross-state rivalry with Sporting Kansas City on Saturday night. Whatever you may call the matchup, the Capital Classico or the Derby Q, very alternative spellings, or as Joey Zanamboni of the City Radio broadcast termed it, Border Classico. In a short term, a real rivalry is budding between the two Midwestern MLS teams that never played each other until last year. Saturday's match was no different. Hundreds, if not more than 1,000 clad in City Red filled the southernmost corner of Children's Mercy Park, and they were treated to a thrilling topsy-turvy tussle in a game that City looked like they had won and looked like they had lost. A late moment of magic from a potentially unexpected source saved City a draw with a 3-3 final score. For a full write-up, you can head on over to RiverBender.com/sports. And after that draw to Sporting Kansas City, STLSC now sits 8th in the Western Conference standings with 2 wins, 6 draws, and a loss. And now the team gets a week off before it returns to action on May 4th when they head to Houston to take on the Dynamo. Back here to local high school soccer, on Friday night, city rivals Marquette Catholic and Alton High battled in a close matchup, but the Explorers prevailed 3-1. Lily Covert had a goal assisted by Izzy Howe, and Howe had a goal assisted by Covert. Howe also had a goal assisted by Maya Steffen. Jessica Eels had 7 saves in the net for the Explorers, and the Alton goal was scored by Tayan Orr. Marquette Catholic is 10-6 overall and plays next this evening at 5 p.m. at home against Jabot Catholic, and they are now going to be home against Granite City next at 1:30 p.m. on April the 27th. Alton is 2-13 overall and plays Granite City on April the 23rd and Civic Memorial on April the 24th. And a home game against Collinsville on May the 2nd. The Redbirds and Explorers have continued to show improvement throughout the season. 9:15 is the time. Let's take a look at your weather today. It is 51 degrees. It feels like 58. Okay, how many of you turned on your furnace again this weekend? My house said 53 degrees, and I said, I've had enough. Temperatures will reach 71 degrees today, drop down to 52 overnight. On Tuesday, a 90% chance of precipitation, a high of 65, a low of 45. On Wednesday, no rain in the forecast, a high of 65 yet again, a low of 45. On Thursday, the 25th, a high of 68, a low of 57. On Friday, the 26th, a 90% chance of thunderstorms, a high of 75, a low of 63, but a pretty mild pretty mild April week with a warm-up coming our way Friday through Saturday, and I get a weekend off for the first time in a couple. How about that? For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Tom Lane. He is your local State Farm agent. And before I take a quick break, let me fill you in on Alton Little Theater. You know, they are celebrating their 90th season. You hear me talk about it literally all the time. Now, we aren't talking to Lee Cox this week, but we will be talking to her next week as we wrap up the month of April with Theater Thursday right here on RiverBender.com, and there's a ton of excitement when it comes to Alton Little Theater's 90th season. It was amazing. I mean, from Violet Sharp all the way down to Spam-A-Lot to where we are now with Singing in the Rain, with tickets still available. Listen, there is a plethora of fun to have over here at our staple showplace. I mean, think about this. I get so excited because Alton Little Theater, Hainer Library, those cornerstones of the Alton community were the reasons that I started the show up, because there's so much more to discover in there. How Alton Little Theater is the oldest, most continuous little theater in the state of Illinois, plus one of the oldest, most continuous in the entire country. And we have that right at our disposal here in the 618. All you have to do is go to altonlittletheater.org to find out more ticket information for Singing in the Rain, which is selling like hotcakes. I don't think they'll have any tickets left now. They did say if you're late to the party, they will add more dates if there is a big enough call to add that additional show. You have to go to altonlittletheater.org right now to find out which dates are still available. And while I have you, make sure you learn more about their 91st season, which starts in just a few short weeks right after Singing in the Rain. It starts off with that Disney tribute, goes into Oliver, Rocky Horror Picture Show, the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, you name it, A Christmas Carol. Do I need to go on? The summer acting classes. But don't forget this. In just 6 days, April the 28th, Alton Little Theater will be having an open house that you and your family are invited to, where you can learn more about those youth acting classes I just mentioned. You can learn more about season tickets, and open auditions for Oliver happen that date at Alton Little Theater Showplace on April the 28th. For more information, altonlittletheater.org, or call their box office, 618-462-3205. That's 618-462-3205. And don't forget to tell them that CJ sent you their way. 9:18, we'll take a quick break. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I'm calling Shane Williams or if he's stopping into the studio, but we're going to find out when we return right here on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn right back around. You can see me turning. Give me one reason to steer, and I'll turn right back around. You can see me turning, but I don't wanna leave you lonely.
Shane, please tell me you hear me.
I do hear you.
Oh my goodness, I am in hog heaven today. So for the folks at home, I don't know if you remember my story, Shane. This is the first time you've heard this too. I was playing golf at Belk Park, and I was playing a pretty darn good game. I'm not a good golfer, Shane. This was like magic happening out there. And well, I birdie a 500-yard hole. I'm so excited. Right. I'm like Tiger Woods Jr. I'm getting ready to sign with the tour. I get to my golf cart, Shane, and I see that there is bird excrement all over my phone screen. And,
oh, no.
Yeah, so talk about a real birdie. And then well, then it gets in the crack that I had on my phone, and it singed my entire old phone. I lost everything. Well, I had to get a new one, and my soundboard wasn't picking it up. I tried to talk to so many guests last week, and it wouldn't do it. I figured it out today. Shane Williams has saved the day yet again.
There we go.
Alton Symphony Orchestra on April the 27th, which I just found out is this Saturday. Dance, dance, dance. Shane, fill me in.
Well, this is going to be a great concert. It's the end of our season. And people, I'm not sure, realize how many of the pieces that they hear that are related to dance. And so we are doing Orpheus in the Underworld, and the dance with that has that wonderful can that everybody really enjoys at the end. But it also features the soloist. Offenbach put in separate soloists throughout, and it just gives you a taste of the woodwinds and the strings and the brass of how beautiful they are and what a story they can tell. And then we'll do the La Toubren de Couperin, the Tambour de Couperin, and this is from Ravel, and it's just beautiful French music. It's very much impressionistic, and the sounds that you hear, maybe you're not used to listening to Ravel, but it will definitely draw pictures in your mind as you sit there and listen. And we are going to have a reception at our intermission, so we just want to encourage everybody to come and just fellowship, share your love of music with each other while you're having some snacks there. And then when we come back, we're featuring our winds brass and percussion on a piece called Symphonic Dance No. 3. It's called Fiesta. And we started out this year featuring our winds, brass, and percussion with the English Folk Song Suite, and we thought we would just bring them back and feature them again because they just really are quite wonderful. And just to give them a little spotlight, because most people, when they think orchestra, they think about, the strings and stuff. But we close out the concert with the wonderful dance Bacchanal from Samson and Delilah. And people will go out charged at the end of Saturday night and just want to do crazy, wonderful things on Sunday. It's just really a wonderful concert. Really gets the blood flowing.
Absolutely. And Shane, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but you're the only one I could really ask, I think, this question is, how did these type of pieces start to evolve throughout the evolution of music? Because, when I go back and kind of hear some of these really beautiful, more uplifting, quote unquote, don't hold me to it, but more of these dance numbers, you can really hear the evolution of instruments throughout them. Do you kind of agree with that?
I do agree with that. And, your question is almost like a dissertation of what could be explained, but I'm going to break it down. So people, so you're influenced by your culture. So people around composers in the past have taken, like Britten, he has taken melodies that he wrote as a kid. People have taken, like Vaughan Williams has taken music that he heard from traveling and heard folk people. The music wasn't written down, but he wrote it, and those melodies, he's taken those and made them into pieces. Symphonic dance, that's the fiesta, the South American dances, and so you'll hear all these different dances that Clifton Williams put together in a wonderful piece. And it's to share, this is the culture, this is what's going on. But it doesn't have to be just the culture. It can be like Dance Bacchanal, the story of Samson and Delilah. So again, it's from what's going around in society, and a composer is inspired by that. The Ravel, he's living in the impressionistic time. He's knowing the art of Monet. And so it's not that clear picture, but and so he writes music, and it's to create those impressions of music that's flowing. It's amazing how it can be done, and we're not even, I mean, the concert would go on forever, but we're not even working into the animal dances of the late 18, early 20s, the grizzly bear and all that, which had the swing style with it, and then ballet and just all these different things. And so we chose these four to put them together based on the orchestra getting having their insight, and they get to suggest ideas, and then we bring it before a committee, and then we sit down and we work together to put themes together. And this next year, we're going to at this concert, we're going to start. We want to start collecting ideas of pieces that people in the audience enjoy, and so that we can work those into our season.
That'd be really great, Shane. Well, and it's, just going back really briefly to what you said, I think that's why my connection, I really am so infatuated with, the world's history. And I think it's because music highlights it so much, and just what you said there with, depicting the time and some of the culture. I think without music, history would be so much, more boring to honestly really dive into. And on top of that, Shane, take me through how your your musicians are really preparing for something like this. It seems like these are pieces that everyone loves to perform because they're, some of them are pretty intricate and some of them are just so lively that it really brings everyone's morale up.
Well, yes, and the orchestra, we've had 7 rehearsals for these pieces, and so first of all, the player, our vision is to make the music come alive for all. And it has to start with the player, the musician themselves. And so they've been practicing on their own. And then when we meet on Monday nights, we have a rehearsal, a rehearing of what it should be like. And that's where I bring in different things, helping them hear, because they all, depending on where they sit, and they all cannot maybe hear everything that's going on, with the music based on where they are on the stage. They can't maybe tell the balance or the blend. And so we work together to create the rehearing, which is getting ready for the audience, to come in and to take that responsibility of recreating what we believe the composer was trying to say and trying to convey to the audience. And it's really, they've been working very hard, and we look forward to sharing our music with everyone.
When I know that the public is looking forward to, hearing that, hearing these pieces, and really just enjoying a nice night of wonderful sights and sounds. And Shane, as you guys are doing your reception during the intermission of this concert, Dance, 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 April the 27th, 7 p.m. at Hathaway Hall, what are some of the things that the audience can, kind of ask about, maybe some of the performers, maybe yourself, if they have a chance to mingle?
Well, I think one of the greatest opening lines from an audience member is when they share their background of music. Like, I used to play in the band. I used to play in the orchestra. I used to play in the choir. And because these musicians, they're doing what the audience members used to do. And it usually just generates a great conversation. The players will, they'll talk to them. Well, what did you think? What piece was your favorite? And then, it just inspires other questions of, well, gosh, is that hard for the horn? Well, yes, it is. And well, what's hard about it? And they just get to discuss the pieces, or, the audience can ask the player, well, which piece do you enjoy the most, playing today? And it just, that's an audience member that may not know the player, but they've got friends that come, and who doesn't enjoy seeing and supporting your friends, either by coming to a concert, giving in to the things that they do, just to help them along.
And Shane, on top of that as well, I think it's always good, and every time I talk with you, I always try to make a note of just the commitment of your performers, of your musicians, and just the entire crew too, to make sure that these shows can go on, because we take as a public, we take things for granted. Oh, can you hear me?
I'm losing you just a little. It blanked out there. I didn't hear your question.
Oh, it's all good. I'm in the basement still. I'm moving up soon. I'm going to be moving on up, Shane Williams, to the second floor, and feeling good. But right now, as we're just kind of talking here, take me through some of the the hard work of the performers and the crew, because I know we talk about the 7 rehearsals, but I always think it's good for the public to know, how much dedication they have for the Alton Symphony Orchestra, because, they're living their lives, and they have things that happen to them, but they're also still making time to put on these great shows.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I think so. I think I can. Shane, are you still there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yep. Now I can hear you loud and clear. And Shane, as I have you, take me through some of how you guys are able to work through your schedules, because I know that you guys are have your own lives and have your own careers. But the passion and the pride that you have for Alton Symphony Orchestra shows your dedication to the region. Can you enlighten us a little bit more?
Well, yes. And, what the audience sees is the finished product. We come to share the gift of music with them, to inspire, culturally educate them, to share this wonderful gift that we have. But prior to that, it's not just the playing that happens. For instance, first of all, Lewis and Clark Community College allowing us to have a hall, the Hathaway Hall, to rehearse in. A lot of community orchestras do not have that privilege, but we do. And so the players get used to how the venue's going to sound and what they're going to do. It'd be like driving your car that you always know, and then all of a sudden somebody says, "Oh, drive this car," and you know how to drive the car, but it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't do the same thing. And so there's Lewis and Clark for that. A person that is vital for us is the stage manager, Mr. Brian McKinney, and he runs the sound and the lights and gets us totally set up when we do our screens. And then in the music department, the secretary there, her name is Karen, and she is wonderful about keeping us informed and coordinating all of our efforts together so that we can make sure that we're doing the best that we can and present it to the audience. And then within the orchestra, we have our board of directors, and they every month helping us plan, programs, finances, anything that we're already planning ahead, or what can we do? What's going to help us to grow? And then within that board, we have the executive board, which run everything from paying a bill to having to make the important decisions in the event that something changes at the last minute, or we have concerns that it's just a giving. And that's why we encourage people, if they we've just added a person onto our board. Maybe you don't play an instrument anymore, maybe you don't sing, but you love music and you can support by being on the board. And then, or maybe it's been a few years since you played the violin, but you would like to get back into it. Well, we would love to have you come and speak with us and talk with us. And because it's amazing to make music together each time we do, whether it's rehearsal or an actual performance. And so it's a combined effort of everybody. And because of that effort from everybody helping, it doesn't become too burdensome for anybody.
Absolutely. And Shane, as I have you, as we're talking and just segueing right along into it, Give STL Day is coming up in just a few short days, that couple of day campaign. And if you could fill our audience in on, how important these next couple of days are for you guys at ASO, because, with Give STL Day, it also comes a point where maybe folks in this region, even though it has the STL, it's a couple of days to really recognize and support organizations just like your own.
Yes, well, tonight we have our final dress rehearsal before the concert, and something that can always be done is, we are a non-for-profit, and it does cost finances to run the organization, from printing to renting the hall and different things like that. And so, financial giving is always welcomed, and we do appreciate it. Ever since I've been there, we've only had a $10 ticket, and we've had many people say, "You all should charge way more." Well, we want, through thick and thin, to be the same price so that everyone has the ability to come in and to hear a great orchestra. And so that's why we keep it. That's why we keep it at $10. And it's just too important, because it's vital not only to people's lives, but the music is. But I think it's also vital that the Alton community, as well as others, get to hear the gem of a gem that's in Alton, and to hear the sparkling sounds that come from having something so wonderful.
100%, Shane. And, there's so many of the folks in Alton that go year after year and go to so many of your shows that, it becomes a part of their life, and just, it's really a symbiotic situation where, that you guys become part of so many people's lives throughout the concert season. And then, in turn, they become part of your guys' repertoire and lives a little bit because you grow with your audience a bit doing it this way. And Shane, it's always great talking with you. I always tell you 15 minutes, and here we are 20 minutes later still on the phone. And, Shane, anytime you want to come back on and fill us in, you're more than welcome to. And for more information for you all at home, it's altonsymphonyorchestra.org. Shane Williams, thank you so much for your time, sir.
Well, thank you, CJ, and I'm glad the phone worked.
Me too. I was nervous all morning. I was on pins and needles. I'm not even going to lie to you.
Well, we will talk soon, and for the radio audiences out there, we would love to see you this Saturday night. As you exit the concert, I try to shake hands with every person who attends the concert each time, just to give them a greeting and to make a connection.
Absolutely, and I highly encourage you to, this Saturday at 7 p.m., Dance, 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 April the 27th at Hathaway Hall at the Lewis and Clark Community College campus on Godfrey Road. For more ticket information, altonsymphonyorchestra.org. We'll take a quick break at 9:42, and we'll come back and wrap up the 9 o'clock hour right after this on RiverBender.com.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry. Talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got Joey.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
$9:45. Welcome back. We aren't talking to Shane Williams. We're talking about things that happened on the state in history. Hey, welcome back too. So this weekend, before I get into any of that, number one, are any of you like about ready to fall over because you can't breathe today, or is it just me? Like, I am so out of breath today, and I don't know if it's because of the sinuses and the weather changes and you name it. You got me. All I know is that it's kind of affecting me. And if you hear me deep breathing into the microphone and kind of sucking all the air out of the room, I'm very sorry. I will work through it with you. But also, if you had the chance to stop by Raging Rivers in Grafton on Saturday and got to hang out with Sydney and I want to thank you guys for stopping by and saying hi. It was really cool to meet up with a few of you and get to hear about your love for the team upstairs, and also just to see so many vendors coming together in Grafton and enjoying kind of I'm not going to lie to you all. It was brutally cold on Saturday morning until about 11:30. Then it warmed up a bit, enough to walk around, and it was a little chilly out there for all the mushroom hunters, but they prevailed. And we'll have to talk to Sydney about how it all wrapped up. But here's what happened on this date in history. It's the 22nd day of April, and we'll start off with this. In 1876, the first National League baseball game is played on this date in history. Also on this date in history, in 1957, John Irvin Kennedy plays for the Phillies and is fully integrated into the National League. In 1978, Bob Marley headlined the One Love Peace Concert. In 1997, Peruvian President Fujimori orders an assault on Japanese ambassador's home. And in 1915, during the World War I era, the Germans introduce poison gas. In 1989, 100,000 Chinese students gathered at Tiananmen Square demanding to meet Li Peng. And then in 1945, during World War II, on this date in history, Hitler admitted defeat. In 2004, Pat Tillman was killed by friendly fire in Afghanistan. Oh, that was a really big news story that year. In 1989, the Oklahoma land rush began on this date in history. In 1978, the Blues Brothers make their world premiere on Saturday Night Live. In 1992, a sewer exploded in Guadalajara, Mexico, and it killed hundreds. That happened on this date in history as well. In the Cold War era, the McCarthy Army hearings began on this date in 1954. Also, in 1994, on this date in history, former President Richard Nixon died on this date in 1994. On this date in music history, let's take a quick gander over here. It was revealed on this date in 2008 that 60 singer Tommy Steele took Elvis Presley on a secret tour of London in 1958 after he and Presley struck up a friendship. When the rock legend flew into London for a day, Steele apparently took him around the city, showing him famous landmarks such as the House of Parliament. For more than 50 years, Presley fans had believed that only one time Elvis set foot in the UK was during a stopover in the airport in Scotland in March in 1960, but it come to find out Tommy Steele and Elvis with a stroll around the UK. In 2007, Beyonce and Shakira were at #1 on the UK singles chart with Beautiful Liar. The track won the Most Earth-Shattering Collaboration Award at the 2007 MTV Music Awards, and the song won an Ivor Novello Award for Best-Selling British Song. Also on this date in history, songwriter Phyllis Bryant died of cancer, wrote many hits with her husband Bordelot, including the Everly Brothers' Bye Bye Love, All I Have to Do Is Dream, Wake Up Little Susie, Raining in My Heart, a hit for Buddy Holly. Other acts to record their songs include Bob Dylan, The Beatles, Tony Bennett, Simon & Garfunkel, Sarah Vaughan, Grateful Dead, Dolly Parton, Elvis, The Beach Boys, Roy Orbison, Elvis Costello, Count Basie, Dean Martin, Ruth Brown, Cher, R.E.M., and Ray Charles, and I think that summarizes a pretty successful songwriting career. In 2001, Destiny's Child went to #1 on the UK singles chart with Survivor, their second chart topper. They were the first U.S. female band to have more than one #1. On the UK charts, the song won the trio a Grammy for Best R&B Performance by a Group. In 1991, the Dave Matthews Band played their first ever live show when they appeared at the Earth Day Festival in Charlottesville, Virginia. In 1989, Madonna started a 3-week run at #1 on the U.S. singles chart with Like a Prayer. And now the only thing that we're saying Like a Prayer with Madonna is Like a Prayer this career might soon come to an end. In 1978, Bob Marley and the Wailers performed at the One Love Peace concert in Jamaica. It was Marley's first public appearance in Jamaica since being wounded in an assassination attempt a year and a half earlier. In 1972, Dan Brannon's favorite song, Smoke on the Water, premiered on this date. Oh, wait, no, that's Slow Ride. Darn it, I almost had it for you, Dano, upstairs. There's a song that plays on the machine here at one of the games in the community center, and it's Slow Ride by Foghat. That's the song that we just love so much here. Every time we hear it, it just like sends chills up the spine, kind of like the Shining music. Well, in 1972, Deep Purple went #1 on the UK charts with Machine Head, the album. Smoke on the Water and Highway Star is often cited as a major influence in the early development of heavy metal music, and commercially it was Deep Purple's most successful album. In 1966, 24 local groups appeared at a Battle of the Bands gig in Matawan Keyport Roller Drome in New Jersey. All acts performed 3 songs. The Rogues won first place. Second was Sonny and the Starfires. And third place went to the Castilles. The Castilles? Castilles? I like Castilles better. With the one and only Bruce Springsteen on the vocals. In 1966, Wild Thing by the Trogs, who were originally called the Trogdolites, was released in the U.S. on both the Atco and Fontana labels. The song went #1, and fronted by Reg Presley, Wild Thing became a major influence on garage rock and punk rock. In 1965, the Beatles were at #1 on the UK singles chart with Ticket to Ride, taken from the film Help. It was the group's 7th UK #1. In 1964, the president of the National Federation of Hairdressers offered a free haircut to the next #1 group in the UK pop charts. He said the Rolling Stones are the worst one of them. Looks as if he's got a feather duster on his head. I love it. And one final one for all you music buffs and historians alike. In 1957, the music gates are built and installed at Graceland. The gates were designed by Abe Soyser and custom built by John Dillers Jr. of Memphis Doors, Inc. They were the custom gates that are still on Elvis Presley's Graceland with all the music notes, and I believe it's Love Me Tender is the song that's played out on them on those metal gates. Born on this date in history, Machine Gun Kelly. Yeah, 1990. He's 34 years old, acts like he's 5. Also born on this date in history, Peter Frampton. 1950, how about this? American rock musician, British American rock musician, Peter Frampton, who with The Herd had the 1968 UK #5 single, I Don't Want Our Loving to Die. Natural Born Boogie, and as a solo artist in 1976, Show Me the Way, taken from his live release From Frampton Comes Alive. Frampton has worked with David Bowie, George Harrison, and Harry Nilsson. Frampton is known for his work as a guitar player, and particularly with a talk box, which has a very local connection to the Belleville area. Also born on this date, one of my absolute favorites and one of the most underrated in music, Glenn Campbell, country singer, songwriter, TV presenter. His hits include By the Time I Get to Phoenix, Wichita Lineman, Rhinestone Cowboy, Gentle on My Mind. As a session musician, this is where it's really cool to learn about Glenn Campbell. He worked with the likes of Bobby Darin, Ricky Nelson, the Monkees, Elvis, Frank Sinatra. His guitar playing can be heard on Strangers in the Night by Frank Sinatra, You've Lost That Loving Feeling by the Righteous Brothers, and I'm a Believer by the Monkees. Campbell became a patient at an Alzheimer's long-term care treatment facility in 2014 and died of the disease in Nashville on August the 8th, 2017 at the age of 81. That happened on this date in history. The time's 9:56, and if you're looking for a fresh start on the road to recovery, a life free from addiction's possible, and it starts at Centerstone. Centerstone is a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment for people of all ages. With a commitment to delivering care that truly changes people's lives, Centerstone's dedicated clinicians use evidence-based practices in their treatment programs. So this means the recovery care plan is developed for you based on the latest science. Listen, folks, there's so many unknowns on the road to recovery, but one thing you can know for certain is that Centerstone will be a constant guiding force for you on your recovery journey. Addiction, it can happen to anybody, but so can recovery. So start working towards your recovery today by calling 1-877-HOPE-123 or visiting recoverwithus.org. That's recoverwithus.org. 9:57 is the time. We'll take a quick break. Top of the hour news next right here on RiverBender.com.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
OSF Healthcare. Alton High School has a new mascot. So why don't we do this? I'm going to go ahead and we're going to show you a little bit of this video that Alton School District just released. We'll see if we can pull it up here for us. There you go. Here is the new mascot of Alton School District. The new Alton Redbird is being unveiled here. The video just came out a couple of hours ago, and so many of you are liking it already. Here it is, the new Redbird for Alton School District. The new Alton Redbird mascot has been unveiled on Facebook today. How exciting is that? Really cool. You know, believe it or not, I actually was the first one to wear the old mascot uniform. That one there was the one that I wore right over there. That's really cool. So congratulations. Something, again, to be excited about if you're an Alton school district student, parent. Some more fun to have in the school day. At 10:02 out of Alton Little Theater is thrilled to invite the community to a series of engaging events, kicking off with an open house this coming Sunday, April the 28th, from 2 to 4 p.m. in the foyer of Alton Little Theater. This gathering offers an exceptional opportunity for early registration for their summer youth acting classes, running from July 8th through the 19th. Attendees will have a chance to meet renowned instructors Kevin Frakes and Lee Cox. The open house also provides a perfect setting to have all of your questions answered about auditioning for this summer's production of Oliver. Auditions are scheduled for Saturday, May 11th and Saturday, May 18th, both at 10 a.m. Director Kevin Frakes is eager to find a diverse cast, including a dozen young talents and numerous adult performers aged 18 to 60 plus for this beloved musical set to run August the 2nd through the 11th. Don't miss out on their third highlight, a chance to meet the princesses at Alton Little Theater's Disney Tribute May 31st through June the 9th. Special pancake breakfast parties are slated for June 1st with seatings at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., promising a magical morning for all of the attendees. As an added treat, visitors can enjoy delicious cakes and refreshments. Enter to win free tickets. Gather information about the summer's upcoming attractions. This is an incredible opportunity to connect with a vibrant cultural scene at Alton Little Theater. Join to celebrate and spread the good news about what promises to be a fun-filled summer at the showplace. Also in the news today, out of Verdon, North Mac High School will host a community blood drive with Impact Life, the provider of blood components for local hospitals. This blood drive will be from 8:45 until 1:30 p.m. on Wednesday, May the 8th, at 231 West Fortune Street inside the donor bus. It will be May the 8th, again, 8:45 until 1:30 p.m. My apologies for that little stutter there. Appointments to donate, you need to contact Tina Leonard at 217-494-2436 or visit bloodcenter.org and use code 60085 to locate the drive. All donors will receive an Impact Life promo voucher for their choice of either an e-gift card to Target, Amazon, Walmart, or use bonus points in their online donor loyalty store, or direct a donation to the Best Friends Animal Society. Also in the news, city rivals Marquette Catholic and Alton High battled in a close matchup this last Friday, on the 19th of April, in girls soccer, but the Explorers prevailed 3-1. Lily Covert had a goal assisted by Izzy Howe, and Howe had a goal assisted by Covert. Howe also had a goal assisted by Maya Steffen. Jessica Eels had 7 saves for the Explorers, and the Alton goal was scored by Tayan Orr. Marquette is 10-6 overall on the season and plays at Jabot Catholic at 5 p.m. this afternoon, and their next home game is against Granite City on April the 27th at 1:30 p.m. Alton High is 2-13 overall and plays at Granite City on April the 23rd and at Civic Memorial on April the 24th. They also have a home game against Collinsville on May the 2nd. The Redbirds and Explorers both have continued to show improvement throughout the season. Let's take a quick check at weather. It's 10:06 and it's still 57 degrees. It feels like 65 today. Sunny to partly cloudy. A great day to be outside tonight. Mainly clear, then becomes cloudy. Temperatures will reach 69 degrees today, drop down to 52 overnight on Tuesday, an 80% chance of rain, a high of 62, a low of 43 degrees. On Wednesday, a high of 67, a low of 45, and on Thursday, a high of 68, a low of 57 degrees. On Friday, an 88% chance of thunderstorms, a high of 75, a low of 63. For time and temperature throughout the day, give this phone number a ring, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. Before I take a quick break, don't forget about Holmes Outdoor Services. You know, Ethan Holmes is the tried and true, that old Americana way of just getting enough work done and making sure you're working hard for all your clients and making sure that you're providing the best service possible. Ethan's doing such a great job of all the outdoor services you can think of, whether it's hardscapes, landscapes, maybe a little bit of some grass cutting services and mowing. Ethan Holmes has you covered. Head on over to Holmes Outdoor Services today on Facebook to see how Ethan and his team can help you. I love that old blue-collar way of working, and Ethan Holmes brings it to life back again right here in the 618. He's also offering 15% off landscape and hardscape jobs now until Memorial Day, so head on over to Holmes Outdoor Services on Facebook to learn more today. Let's take a look at downtown Alton. We'll come back with OSF Healthcare right after this on our daily show.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Perhaps I may become a highwayman again, or I may simply be a single drop of rain, but I will remain, and I'll be back again and again.
We're 1 for 1 on the new phone line. We'll see how this goes. Sarah Overton is the Chief Nursing Officer for OSF Medical Group, Home Care and Employee Health. Sarah, good morning and happy Monday to you.
Good morning. For having you.
Oh, can you hear me okay, Sarah?
Nope.
Oh, no. Let's see what we can do here on the fly real quick to see if we can make this phone call go a little bit smoother. And, Sarah, every opportunity we get a chance to, that was very loud, we get a chance to talk to OSF Healthcare. It really is a great opportunity for us because you guys do so much here in the Riverbend region. And now can you hear me better?
I sure can, actually.
Okay, I see. That's the unwritten rule of radio right there. They teach you how just to talk until it just magically happens, you know? Well, Sarah, last Tuesday was National Healthcare Decisions Day. And right off the bat, take me through the significance of that day.
Yeah, CJ, thanks for having us. You know, at OSF, we've always tried to partner with our community to empower, engage, and educate the public about National Healthcare Decisions Day. And that is day after you submit your taxes. So if you're a little late to that, I apologize. But like the IRS, so do your healthcare workers want to know your decisions that affect you. So how your goals of care progress. Each and every one of us knows that unfortunately death is a normal process of life. And we really think it's important for us to normalize the conversation and people you love that are surrounding you, as well as the people who take care of you, to say what's important for you as it relates to your current healthcare journey. And then when the time does come that decisions have to be made about healthcare, such as feeding tubes and breathing tubes, and where do you want to be in your last several months, we can guide you along that way and talk about just those decisions and what those impacts look like. Do you want to be in pain? Do you want to be able to communicate with your family? As healthcare providers, that's really our calling, is to help our patients and to educate them on their goals of care.
And, Sarah, not, and you know this better than anyone, not everyone has the opportunity to, plan out that end of life treatment plan or how they would like to, have that, tackled. But for the families that do have that opportunity to know what decisions are being made, how much peace of mind does that bring them, in your opinion, whenever you're interacting with those families, when your providers are interacting with those families, about the importance really of those decisions and how much peace of mind comes with it?
Absolutely. So national research actually tells us that 70% of patients, the community, do not want to be in a hospital in their last few days. Unfortunately, that's about how many patients do pass away in a hospital setting. So surrounded by pretty aggressive treatments, oftentimes alone because our family can't be staying all hours. And it can be a very devastating and lasting impact emotionally with those last few memories. So what we've found is it's really nice to have the opportunity, certainly well in advance. So I happen to be a middle-aged female, and I've had this conversation with my husband and my children who are now adult age. And I've told them, if these certain situations happen, here's who my medical decision maker is. everyone else that's around the family, I need you to understand these are my wishes, and that medical decision maker or the healthcare power of attorney is really honoring my wishes. It gives a lot of levity to the situation. It broadens the conversation, and it also allows, truly our families to just embrace that experience so that no one has those hidden agenda thoughts. No one thinks, oh, so-and-so is talking, for Sarah and doesn't have her best interests in mind, because it's really my interests. And that's what we want to help inform. I've been through family situations that can be kind of, uncomfortable, and also been in a position where I've had to make decisions for someone and I wasn't exactly sure if that's how they felt. So just really talking through some of those scenarios, it often brings families much closer together and allows them to plan for who they want involved in their care at the end of their life.
And Sarah, on top of that all, when we were going through our experience with someone with my grandfather during his, end of life, during that journey with him, we kind of were a little bit forced into the situation due to, some TIAs and some things that progressed and kind of led to that. What is your advice for families? Is there an opportunity maybe for a son or daughter, a relative, a loved one to have that conversation even while someone's a little bit more healthy? And not saying, 5-10 years, when they're 45 years old to figure that out, but to at least have a game plan. And how does that conversation happen maybe with an older adult when you're talking about that final chapter?
Yeah, great example. So again, what we've gone to within healthcare is really looked at the literature. What are the important questions, and developed what we call some questionnaires that are going to actually be available now if you sign up through OSF MyChart. So you can go in as a family together with your grandfather, a loved one, and talk through, like, okay, let's answer these questions, and rather than family game night, let's sit down and talk about, just some experiences. What would you want in these situations? And so that guided tool, really with questionnaires, helps to process that conversation a little bit more easily. Now, situations arise, certainly catastrophic health events, a trauma, so a car accident, something can happen to expedite or change the trajectory of that conversation. And that's really where your healthcare providers step in, and they'll help guide kind of risks and benefits of different aspects. So do I want a feeding tube? What does that mean? What does my life look like if I should decide on this surgery? Or maybe there's better benefit for me not doing this surgery and holding on. So we really call those goals of care conversation. And that's really what advanced care planning is all about. It's taking your wishes of end of life and those questionnaires and bringing that in with the healthcare team to help support that. It's a very natural experience, and it really allows you to be in control of the decisions rather than just assuming that the doctor's right and knowing exactly this is the way that we would aggressively want to treat this heart failure or COPD or whatever stroke maybe that's happened. It allows you to be in much more control. And we actually see that patients have better outcomes when they are helping make those informed decisions.
Absolutely. And, Sarah, whenever we're talking with an individual, we're talking to our loved one and making those, those important decisions. What is your advice for, maybe that individual, that loved one or caregiver who's trying to have that conversation, but the recipient isn't willing to talk about that stage just yet? Maybe they aren't comfortable. Are there some resources at OSF Healthcare that maybe help aid into that conversation with that with your loved one about that final chapter if they're kind of having some abrasion to discussing it? Because for some it's hard to acknowledge that.
Absolutely. You're spot on. For me, someone who does this in the daily, it's very comfortable to have these conversations and sit bedside with the family and talk through things. Yes, we have a wealth of resources. So our OSF supportive care if you just Google that, or if you just type that in and search, that has a wealth of tools and resources right out on the web. We also have MyChart, which we've talked through, has some of those self-guided questions. And if it's something that makes you, maybe makes that recipient, that patient themselves feel uncomfortable or awkward talking about, I always go towards the aspects. So using my father, it's the gift you are giving your family. So maybe you feel awkward and uncomfortable. Imagine how your family feels if they don't know what your answers and responses would be. So often when we talk about this is a gift that you're providing to your family, your loved ones, your friends, and putting it all down. Unfortunately, if we don't do those things, what we're left with is sometimes legal action, sometimes having to appoint a surrogate, someone who doesn't know you at all. Those are very infrequent situations, but they do happen when a loved one maybe doesn't have a lot of family around them. We have to then find someone closest to them and hope that they know what this person wants. And that's a very uncomfortable situation. So using those scenarios or, to bring a little bit of levity to the situation, maybe you don't want your wife making decisions because she's going to keep you on there as long as possible. And so having a child who is a little bit more objective, and that's what our ACP facilitators do. We have trained social worker and nurse facilitators all throughout OSF Healthcare, including our Alton market. And they also know all of those options, such as palliative care, and which is, I can't tell you, anyone that's had a very negative experience entering into hospice earlier, we know studies support how hospice care actually lengthens your life in those months.
And Sarah, we've already been talking for 15 minutes, and I really appreciate your time. But one more question I have for you, and I would love to have you back if we can set up more time to discuss this, because this could be its own show, is discussing this. Take me through, how important it is to set this up and to have these decisions made, because I could only imagine, as I'm hearing some of our conversation today, is the fact of the matter is, if we don't have this in a row, it could cause some disorganization and really some, it could make it really uncomfortable for the healthcare team that's really aiding and abetting the patient. Is that kind of, am I onto something there too? Where even though they aren't our family, they're still part of our team.
Absolutely. What we've researched and studied and know is that so many patients, again, are dying in a way in which they do not feel respected or want to die. They're also not afforded all of the options and opportunities early enough. And really, we have to normalize this conversation like years in advance, and make decisions so that you do have the legal documents in place, because without a healthcare power of attorney, we have to kind of go by next of kin. And again, using the scenario of the wife, that's maybe not always the best decision. So documenting that for your healthcare team also helps us tremendously. It makes us know that we're respecting and honoring your rights, that we are bringing the right people to the conversation, that we are providing HIPAA information to them when it's time. And so those are all things that are critical to really avoid any gaps in transitions to care. So when we know that this is all down on paper and or electronically, which we have at OSF Healthcare, it helps expedite decisions, and it also ensures your hospitalist team, your primary care team, maybe hospice or palliative care team, we're all on the same page, and we know how to honor your wishes.
Absolutely. And Sarah Overton is the Chief Nursing Officer with OSF Medical Group Home Care Employee Health. Sarah, thank you so much for your time today, and I hope we get to talk again soon about this very important topic.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, CJ. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
No problem. The time is 10:25 in downtown Alton. We'll take a quick break. Our daily show continues next, right after this.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Well, about a year ago, Laura and Cheryl stopped by the studio. A little bit. It's all good. They can't hear you if you had a cough. It's all good. Laura and Cheryl stopped by the studio about a year ago, right? And in a little bit, in a lesser mood than we are today, currently. And a little tizzy. And then after you stopped by the show, well, I think it's pretty safe to say the community rallied behind you.
That's amazing.
Now, take me through this. So we were on because the frog fountain was busted last year, correct?
Correct. Someone had, for the 4th time, stolen our frog.
Stolen it. That's correct. Okay, that's what I'm remembering now. I can't remember what I had for breakfast sometimes, you know?
Right.
Well, we came on, and we were a little bit less jovial because, you know, this was the 4th time it happened. We were just trying to get some help.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened or who you prayed to that morning, but the skies opened up and it seemed like everybody in the area reached out and supported, and the news station called you.
Yes. We were on Channel 2 News 4 times. And, you know, a couple times during the summer and afterwards. And it just took my breath away.
Yeah.
Really, really did. And we also had a really special thing happen. A gentleman walked up to the fountain one day when we were there working, and he said, "My mother passed away not too long ago, and she loved your frogs." Whenever they lived about an hour outside of town, I'm not sure where, but he said whenever he'd come to town, they would come to town. They always had to go through North Alton and stop so she could stare at the frogs for a while in the fountain.
That's so cool.
I know. And he said she passed away, and he's got her frog, and he wanted to give us this pond frog that spit water. So it's like, oh my gosh. So, a few weeks later, he dropped it off, and we had this new frog. And it was very worn, and it was very old, but it was a cool frog. So we took it down to our new wonderful friends at East Alton Wood River Seed and Feed because they donated our concrete frog that we have sitting on the rock.
Oh,
the
that's
big
right.
One.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. They had made it and painted it for us and donated it to the fountain. It was amazing. And so then I took our new fountain frog down there and they painted it for me. And it is beautiful.
That is wonderful.
It is so cool. And we have it up there now. And Mr. New Frog is much. He was made many years ago, so we had to get bigger hose but yeah,
it was some work, huh?
Nah.
But you know what I think's cool is that what a great tribute to a wonderful woman, that loved what you guys were doing up there, and now part of her legacy can live on a little bit.
I know.
In your island.
I know, and that gentleman never left me his name or anything, but it was great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I hope he recognizes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I hope he does too whenever he comes by and just gets to stop and go, you know what? This is where it needs to be.
Yes, yes.
So
and it
cool.
looks great.
It looks good up there.
Does it?
Yeah. It's bigger than the one we had.
Yes,
Well,
much
see,
better.
Now, I got a question to ask too. Does it operate a little bit more efficiently being an older fountain? Because sometimes those older pieces really do look and work the best.
Yeah. Actually, there's not a whole lot to function about it, but still, it is nice.
That's
And
cool.
it's much more easier to spot and see because it's bigger. So.
Well, and take me through all the other updates and improvements that have happened over in the North Alton corridor.
Well, I know for me personally, I had been shying away from annual flowers because we wanted to keep coming back up each year. But you know what? After we got everything done last year, it's like we really need some new flowers here too. So we put in some annuals, which absolutely took off and looked beautiful last year. I can't believe the number of people who stopped and said thank you to us. It really looked great.
Yeah.
And then I was so surprised and bowled off my feet. Element Landscaping, I went to them because Cheryl and I have worked on the mulch, for 5 years. And it was always a issue. We would have them dump it in the parking lot by the fountain, and then we would have to carry it over with carts and fill it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it took us days.
I bet.
Yeah. So this last year, I decided, since we have some donations, and I went to Element Landscaping, and they said, sure, we can landscape it for you. And so finally, they put us on a date, and they went up there. Oh my gosh, the new landscaping mulch is beautiful.
It is beautiful because I drive by it every day. It looks wonderful.
It looks awesome. They did a fantastic job. And I went to them to pay for it, and they donated it.
And that was Elemental?
Yes.
That's really cool. A big shout out to another...
Element.
Element, okay.
Yeah.
Another great local company doing some good stuff.
I know. And that one totally took me by surprise.
It was wonderful.
Well,
it was.
Especially when it's that much of a job, and to have it done for free is just a godsend.
Well, and guess what? I said, well, how long did it take you guys to do it? And she said, she looked it up on the computer. She said, oh, they were there half an hour. And I'm like,
and
what were we doing? What were we doing?
So I got to ask about the black tarp.
Well, actually, when we very first started up at the fountain, we had, lots of garbage, lots of car parts, lots of weeds.
It was terrible.
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah.
So we got it totally, the weeds taken down. And we found underneath the soil 4 layers of black tarp. Yeah. And I do not hate black tarp, but you use it under rock. You do not use it under mulch or plants when you want something to grow.
Yeah.
Because it blocks the soil. When we pulled up that tarp, the mulch underneath was white.
I bet it was. It was all. It had no nutrients in it at all.
None, and it was giving no nutrients to any flower or whatever. The only thing that would grow would be the weeds. So we spent a whole summer getting all that black tarp up.
And the bushes.
And the bushes and everything we did to get it where it is today.
That's incredible.
I know. It's really been great. And then now it's led to a new project.
A new one. Here we go. Fill me in. I'm excited. This is always cool to talk about.
I know. This one, honestly, please, I need help. Please, I need help. It starts out kind of sad.
Okay.
My nephew in October was killed in an auto accident down at Henry Street in 67 at the stoplights there. And it was very, very hard. But we went down there and had a big group show up to release the doves for Anthony. And I'm looking at this garden there on the corner of Henry and 67, and I'm going, oh my gosh. My sister had put up a cross for my nephew, and I said, no, this isn't going to work. So I said, I'll take on this fountain.
Yeah.
So anyway, I contacted the owners of that property because it was not city property like the fountain in North Alton.
Right.
And they gave their okay.
No way. That's
Yes,
amazing.
I know. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And that was back in November. So now here it is March, and I'm down there starting to work on it, and I discovered, guess what?
Black.
More black
tarp. Oh no.
Yeah. And it's like, I remember seeing them put it down and doing it a couple of years ago. Well, now, of course, there's nothing but weeds. They coming up. There's no. It looks. They spent a lot of time and money on that, and it needs to look pretty.
It does.
Yeah. So anyway, my agreement with the owners is that they get the landscapers back to take up the black tarp, and then I will start on it. And anybody who wants to help me, truly, I beyond need help on this.
Well, this is a very important
Yes.
piece and in a very important location.
Yes.
And
right by the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and especially too, to hear some of the backstory to this and how much of a personal, mission this really is going to become.
Yeah.
I mean, this is right at the corner of 67 and Henry.
Correct. So it's the school board building is now taken over the building there. It used to be the old Germania Bank.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm old. But so anyway, that's where it is. And it's right on the corner. There's a kind of a half circle of trees and bushes there. And it's mulched, but it's now got weeds growing all over everywhere.
Right.
So as soon as the mulch comes, or the black tarp comes up, I'll be moving in.
What do we need from the public?
I need volunteers to pull all the weeds out of there, and I want to plant some new plants down there and redo it. But I truly need some help.
Well, and this would be something, and seriously, folks, if you have the opportunity, if you have the finances to maybe even help, with some contributions, this is the project to really help out for this summer. And, by all accounts, anyone that knew your nephew knows how wonderful of a person he was, too.
He was.
And a wonderful family. Your sister's a wonderful person, too.
Yeah.
And if we could help out with this, this would be one of the coolest things that we could do. So if you're at home right now and you have some volunteer hours to give this summer,
That's right.
or maybe even just a little bit of a donation to help purchase some needed landscaping, some needed plants, you name it, this is the way to do it. What's the phone number?
Okay, they can go ahead and reach out to me directly. It'll probably be the easiest, and I'm at 618-604-9203. And again, my name is Laura.
And Laura, I got a proposition for you.
Okay.
Okay, hear me out here.
All right.
How long is this going to take you?
It's, it's hard to, it's not going to be years like we did up in the North Alton. I honestly believe we'll get it done this summer. And then that way it will be set so that it continues in momentum. I'm not doing it to redo it every year. So
why don't we do this if it's okay?
Okay.
every month leading until it's done, you join me on this show and give us an update and what else you need.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we'll write about it, and we'll call to action it, and we'll get this done.
Wonderful.
Because this is something that does mean a lot, and we're going to make sure it gets tackled this summer. Does that sound good?
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
Why don't we do
really
it? We'll
does.
set it up once a month,
Really
and
does.
we'll come back and we'll update us, and then we'll do a call to action each month on what we still need left for this project.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You're making my heart beat. I am so...
No, it's because you two's work and commitment to North Alton and that island was amazing. But now this project means a lot, and we're going to get it done.
And the owner of the property, which is Simmons Company,
Yeah.
they put their trust in me. They've given me full reign to do whatever I want on that corner. And we've earned that because of what we did in North Alton.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So Cheryl and Laura, you aren't going anywhere anytime soon. I need you
No.
back in May. I need you back in June, and I need you back once a month until we get this completed. Okay?
Oh my gosh, CJ, that's amazing.
No problem. No, seriously,
That
this
really is amazing.
We'll get this done.
Yeah. The more we can keep talking about it, the more help we'll get, and you know, the first time I went down there, I was driving through Upper or Middletown to get down to bottom of Henry Street, and there were groups of people out picking up trash. It was the trash weekend day where they'd go out and pick up trash along the highways and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I know that there's a lot of people out there who want to help, who want to do something that's really productive. And this the park is having several concerts this summer, and this is right after you come off the bridge, and we want to put our best face forward for that.
100%, and we're gonna get it done. So why don't we do this? This is step one of many.
Whoa.
We're gonna get some writing out. We're gonna get some calls to action out, and we're gonna be talking to Laura and Cheryl until we get that corner of Henry and Landmarks Boulevard looking beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you both for all the commitment you give our landscape.
Thank you.
10:43 is the time. We'll take a quick break. Eagle Fest. We're gonna learn more about it. I'm running behind, but we're gonna catch up right after this in the heart of the 618.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back. 10:47, a little bit of change on this Monday morning. Keri, Victoria, Eagle Fest coming our way May 3rd through the 4th at Evangelical. Is it warming up? It was kind of cold this morning. You know, I'm not trying to complain, but it wasn't for me, you know?
Yeah, it was warmer.
Was it warmer?
Yes,
good.
It's super nice. It's a beautiful day.
Good day outside?
Yeah.
I'm liking it. Eagle Fest, hopefully the weather holds up for 2 great days of fun. How is all this looking? This is a big project all put together for all the families and the public to enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's shaping up to be a really fun event. So we have 2 days, and we try to get all this stuff. So we have live music, we have lots of inflatables for the kids to enjoy and games. We have the big trucks coming out both days. We'll have some local dance and I believe karate groups coming out as well.
And don't forget the big bands.
Yes,
Yeah,
and we have live music both nights. We'll have a beer truck if that's your thing, and we have food. There's hopefully all the things.
Really cool. Well, and how long has Eagle Fest been going on for now?
So this is kind of our first
Is this
year.
the first one?
It's a revival,
It's
I guess.
revived.
Okay,
yes.
okay, because I was like, I know this name. I know Eagle Fest was around at one point in time, so this is even more exciting than to bring it back.
Yeah, it's the first time they've ever allowed it to be on school grounds.
Okay.
So that's a really big deal, especially to be able to have some beer and have some live music and have the public there. It's a big deal for the school and for the church.
Right on. And now, what is this going to be a good opportunity for the public to kind of come in and see? Is it, just the atmosphere at Evangelical? Is it a little bit of everything? Maybe if you're a prospective family, to meet a few of the teachers, get to know some of the students?
Yeah, absolutely. So Victoria has been in charge of our volunteers, and she's done a great job. We have a ton of families volunteered, a lot of teachers volunteered as well. So most of the people you will see working there are part of the Evangelical family, and it really is. People really... Mm-hmm. Kind of take time to get to know each other, and it's just a great environment, and the teachers are phenomenal. Amanda, Miss Macias, the principal, she will be there probably all of most of both days. Yeah,
she better be, or I'll text her and let her know.
She will be now. She will be now.
She has to be.
Victoria, is it hard to find volunteers?
A little bit.
Is it really? Okay.
Not quite, but we have about 200 slots that we had to fill, and just asking of that was a huge undertaking, but we're almost there.
How do you tackle, not to cut you off, okay, but I'm the pessimist in life. Like, I'll just be honest, when I see the number 200 and we start at, 10 or 20,
right,
you got to be really dedicated and persevere to hit that number.
We bugged the crap out of people, is basically what we did.
That's the key. Just ask over and over and
and
over
different,
and
as
over
you know,
again.
in media, different medians. So getting in front of people in person, it's a little harder for people to say no. And then we have the text blasts, and we have emails, and so all the following. We even sent home flyers and stuff. We're like, please get everyone involved that you possibly can.
I got a question for you now that we're talking here. What was the quickest no's? Was it from like a text or was it the email? I'm curious to know, what was the easiest thing to get a yes from? Was it in person, and the hardest thing to get a yes from? Was it text or email?
I think the text really helped us push things over.
Same here.
Yes.
I'm a big text person now.
Right.
I really am.
Especially you put that link in there, people get it on their phone, they're able to click that link, and then it's a lot easier to sign up that way. So we find the text blast to be the best way to get people to do things.
Just brainstorming some messaging options here for RiverBender and all of the fun stuff. I need some more video sponsors,
Convenience. Just make it convenient.
Just make it convenient.
Just let them click something everybody wants to just click and go.
So this is really cool, too, for the public, because Evangelical, the families know how much fun these events are, but also just the camaraderie, like you said, the family atmosphere that's over at Evangelical. And for both of you, what's your favorite part about being with Evangelical, about being a part of the school and watching your children develop through this wonderful organization?
So, do you want to start?
I really love that. It feels like all the parents know all the kids, and all the kids know all the parents, and all the teachers know all the kids, and how their brains function, and how to support them in the classroom, and they communicate really well with the parents. Like, I've just been really blown away with the staff at Evangelical, and so, I continue to pay for my kids to go there. Having public school is an option, and I love public school. I went through public school. I have no problems with that.
Right.
But the level of care and commitment that my kids get from Evangelical, I'm just on board with that.
100%. Victoria, what are your thoughts?
And I echo Keri, but we just came through 2 years ago is when we joined, and I've been blown away by the staff as well, and just the education that my child is receiving, and that little comforting bit that all the kids, all the families, they're safe there. And I'm with Keri. I went to both parochial and public schools, so I'm a graduate of Alton High, so I've been in both places. But it is really nice to have that, especially as they're young and going through schooling.
Well, and from an outsider looking and talking, having Amanda on the show and having so many folks from even and talking about it, it seems like it's really that opportunity for you to know as parents that your child is being looked out for by the entire Evangelical family. They're being welcomed in with open arms, and they're being, cared for in their best interest, because sometimes nowadays it seems like there's so many students, it's sometimes easier to fall through the cracks, but not at Evangelical.
Absolutely.
They have smaller classrooms, and the teachers communicate really well with the parents.
Yeah.
And, they already had it this year, but every year they do have an open house. So if anybody would ever be interested in checking Evangelical out for their kids or family, they can certainly go to that open house. It's open to the public.
Absolutely. And as we're getting back to talking about Eagle Fest, which comes down the pipeline, and doop, doop, doop. Wow, it's really getting close.
Really close.
Now, whenever you started, how long did it take to put all this together? When did you start the organization process for Eagle Fest?
Well, we started, April Hartnett, who's not here, she's in Florida on a work trip. So she got out of this.
I'll find you, April. We'll get you on the show.
She's enjoying herself.
Because she deserves it. She deserves a break, as we all do when this is over. Anyway, she called me last summer. We're always back and forth, like, why doesn't the school have a big fundraiser? Why are we going to all the other schools' fundraisers and not one at our own school? And, well, why don't we do something? And they've done something. They've always tried to do something, and it's just been difficult to find someone to host it. So, we put a presentation together. This was last summer when we started working on this. So as school started, we put everything together, and we presented to the church. And I don't know, they approved us. So
for some reason.
Then it was like, now, wait, we actually have to do this now.
Did I? Oh, okay.
Okay, you actually want to do this. Okay, yes. Yeah. But they saw the benefits of it. We allowed them to see the benefits of it. And, it's been since last summer.
That's wild.
That's
to me.
how long we've been working on this.
So I know the answer to this, but when did overdrive hit you to where you're preparing for this? You're like 6 months out, you're 4 months out, and it seems like it just changes in an instant to where you're like 3 hours out from the event, and it just comes in like a blackout almost.
I think yesterday.
No, we have different people have different personalities, right? That are on the committee. So some I feel like April's been full charge ahead, full speed ahead, kind of in the earlier months, and you as well, like very much so. And then, yesterday is when we were like, okay, we really have a lot to get done in the next 2 weeks, and we're in overdrive.
And now, are you still looking for any help, any sponsors, anything like that?
Absolutely. So we've done great with our sponsors. We want to thank everyone that's supported us thus far. It's just phenomenal, the amount of community support that we've had. And so we're extremely grateful for that. But of course, always in need of more things. We have several ways to dedicate. You can dedicate your time. You can dedicate money. If you have baskets, if you want to, we also have a lot of ways to get involved, and you get your business out there, and you can have that advertisement at a wonderful event. So always looking for a little bit more and a little extra as we kind of get over that last hurdle and the finish line coming up here.
Absolutely. And Keri, I'm a little nosy here. We're talking baskets. What are we having a chance to win?
Well, we have raffle baskets from local businesses. So some have wine in them. Some have like Funky Planet did a really awesome basket.
I know.
So we have
Sage is right outside.
I know Sage.
Sage will be on in a few minutes.
That's awesome. So no, we really appreciate. We have support from all around, tons of local businesses and gift cards. Like Party on Broadway is another one. We've got Designs by Desiree. I'm missing probably 20 of them, so there's
so
a long
hard
list.
to think
Golf
of all.
packages and Raging Rivers and all kinds of
Rivers,
crazy.
yeah.
So it's a lot of fun baskets.
Well, this is really cool. And now take me through the event itself. So on the 3rd and 4th, what day, what hours are we open from?
Okay, so May 3rd is a Friday, and it's open from 4 to 10 p.m.
Oh, nice.
And we're having, and we'll have games all the way through 9. We'll have wonderful entertainment. And then on Saturday, May 4th, may the 4th be with us, we'll have it from 2 to 11.
Really cool. And now what bands are going to be on the stage?
So Friday night we have Stubblefield, and they will start at 7. So they're a local grassroots rock band. They do a lot of their own music writing. So they're a local favorite. Saturday we have Gen X. They are out of Cape Girardeau.
Wow.
So they're one of my favorite party bands. So they do a lot of covers, a lot of fun dance music. They do play down at Busch Stadium, Ballpark Village.
Oh, yeah.
So they play a lot at Fast Eddie's. Okay. And they also go over to, I'm forgetting all these names now. I'm on the spot.
It's okay. They're an awesome band. We're very
fun.
lucky
They're
to have
fun.
them both bands.
Yeah.
So
it's a
really
chance
cool.
to see somebody who might be in the area that places you might not get to go to all the time, and bring your kids to go see them too.
That's really cool. And especially I like that, to bring somebody in that's a little bit outside the area that's something new. And now talking games, inflatables, what are the ticket costs and all that fun stuff?
Okay, so we just finalized some of our tickets, but we have, so you'll need wristbands for the inflatables. If you purchase them day of, they are $25 a piece. And then for games, we have different pricing schedules. So we'll just keep it basic, but just say that, you can either do it $1 per, or you can buy a package for the $10 price point, or you can buy a better packet for the $20 price point. And so you'll have plenty of games. We also have a 50-50 drawing, so we're still finalizing, but we'll be you'll have options for head to toe tickets and stuff like that. And then our baskets are going to be $2 price point if you want a single, and then we'll have a $10 for however many tickets, and then a $20 price point.
Man,
so
I'm in for the 50-50.
Right. Yeah, I didn't want to get too detailed on that, but I mean, people have many different price points, and we're trying to keep it. So, if you have $5 to spend, cool. We're happy with that. If you have $20, get the better package, get the better deal, and you'll be happy. You'll have a lot of options to use your tickets. So.
And for folks at home, what's the best way to reach out to you both and say, hey, I want to be a sponsor of this. I want to give you some of my time. What's the best way for all that information?
Well, there is a website, and they can also go to the Facebook page. So there's a Facebook page for Evangelical Eagle Fest, and then there's also one, an event set up for it for Friday and Saturday.
Absolutely.
So if they want to go to the Facebook, I think it's just, if you type in Eagle Fest, I believe
it should pop up.
I believe it should pop up. I think that would be the easiest way for
Mhm.
them to see everything from the event.
Really cool.
There's a full schedule on there too, and information on the bands and everything that's going on and all the time frames.
Really cool. And also, you can, if you're on the Evangelical website, just click on Eagle Fest. It'll take you to a new event page. You click read more. It takes you to the Facebook page, and you're all good to go. Eagle Fest is this coming May 3rd and 4th from 4 to 10 p.m. on May the 3rd. And on the 4th, 2 to 11, you got 9 hours of fun with live music, local entertainment, food, beer tents, inflatables, games. Hold on, let me take a breath. Baskets and auctions, bags, tournaments, big trucks of 50/50 and more. Keri, Victoria, thank you so much for your time. I'm sorry I had to push you back a couple of minutes. I was so late today.
No, it's okay.
That's all good. At 11:01, here's what we'll do. We'll take a quick break. Funky Planet, Toys and Gifts. We're going to learn more all about their game nights at Old Bakery Beer Company, and I'll ask her about her contribution to Eagle Fest, too, now that we're already on the topic of it.
She gave us a great donation. So.
11:01, we'll take a quick break. Our daily show hits you next right here on RiverBender.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
DJ Mike Keith.
This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Baby, you're no good. 11:04, welcome back. Hour 3 of the Daily Show. Out of nowhere because I didn't know how to do my own schedule today. Well, I had a technical difficulty that pushed everything off
Blame it on
Sage.
that.
You know, that exactly. That's 100% right. Sage is back in studio for funky game nights coming down the pipeline at Old Bakery Beer Company. How's everything going for you?
Oh, it's good.
Good.
Yeah.
How's the summer been? Winter was okay?
Yeah. I mean, winter, holidays is always that's time when we just work.
Right.
But it's so much fun. Get to see a lot of people in the store, get a lot of good Christmas presents out into the world. So that's like our favorite time.
Really cool. And now what's this time of the year look like for you?
Spring is a little bit quieter, so that's why we've been kind of trying to do events and stuff like that. I've been teaching a lot of knitting classes, so I've already had 3 sessions this year of beginners knitting classes. I'm teaching a class currently, so that's a lot of fun.
Where do you teach those at?
At the store.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah, so our little game area, at night after we close, I just move the games over to the side, push the tables together, bring out some chairs, and then we have a knitting class.
Now, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So can people sign up for those? How do you do that?
Yeah, totally. So I do 4-week sessions. So if you follow our Facebook page or our Instagram, then I always tell when a new session is signing up, or you can come and talk to me in the store and I'll write you down as, a person who's interested in knitting classes, give you all the details. So they're a lot of fun.
Really cool. Now, how did Funky Game Nights come about?
So that actually, Lauren at Old Bakery Beer reached out to us about possibly doing a game night there. Mm-hmm. And so we've done it twice now. We've been doing like an every other month schedule. Uh-huh. So it's going to be, our next one is on April 30th, 5 to 8 p.m.
That's in 8 days.
Yep. So you've got a chance to come down and check it out. But they've been super fun. We bring a whole bunch of board games from the store. I think last time we brought probably like 15 different games. Mm-hmm. And we have a table in the back and we set them all out. And then you can come and pick out a game to try. So we have an open box with, that has the instructions and everything. We can give you a little overview of how to play. Or recommend, something for your group based on what types of games you're interested in, what ages you've got. And then you can take it back to your table. You can get, drinks and food and just play the game with your family or your friends and then bring it back to the table. And then you can try out as many as you want during the night. And then we have all the games for sale. So if you find one that you fall in love with, then you can buy it and take it home and keep playing.
That's awesome. Well, and now how many of these are you looking to do throughout the year?
I think we've been doing like every other month, so I think we're going to keep on doing that kind of schedule. So, if you can't make it to this one next week, then, just keep your eyes open and we'll have another one coming up soon.
And now are there is there always a variety, or are there ever any themed nights?
We've always just done a variety of games because, board games are very unique, like particular, everybody has a particular taste.
Right.
So we try and bring out something for everybody. We bring out some more like, kind of action-y games that, maybe younger kids would be into, and we bring out word games and strategy. None of them are like super complicated and in-depth, something that's going to take you an hour to play or whatever, because it's, they're more casual, but we try and do a big variety for all different tastes.
Really cool. And now, are people going to be familiar with these games whenever they come in, or there's some new ones, some older ones?
We kind of bring in unique stuff.
Really cool.
Yeah, so it's not going to be like, Monopoly or something that you've played before or heard of before.
Well, we don't got 8 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Monopoly just makes people mad anyway. Right. My husband loves Monopoly, actually, David, but I'm not that big of a fan.
Okay.
What were we saying?
What games? Are they familiar, new?
So, it's going to be a bunch of stuff you've never seen before, never played, but a lot of really fun stuff. We just got a huge shipment in from Outset, which is one of our favorite companies. They're based in Canada. Uh-huh. And so their games are all really affordable, really fun, like cute themes, cool art. So it's going to be like a chance to, come down and find a new favorite.
Really cool. And now, with that being said, how can people use card to purchase the games if they like them? All that?
Totally. We just bring our little card reader, and you can do, Apple Pay or card or whatever.
Easy. All righty. Well, and now, how is there a way to try out a new game? I know it sounds silly for me to ask that, but because some of us are so stuck in our ways sometimes and used to, like Aggravation or some of those, tried and true traditional board games.
Yeah.
Well, what's your takeaway maybe for someone that's never tried a new game out and that's kind of nervous?
I would say just don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. Like, it's okay to, sometimes there are a couple of members of our family that when we play a game with, they're like, oh, I'm going to be bad. I'm not going to do good. I'm going to fail. And it's like, well, it's just you and your friends and your family, like no pressure.
No cash prize.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say just, like be chill, have low standards for yourself. You don't have to, you're not in a national boggle tournament or anything, Just the focus on having fun and don't, not doing great or winning.
Yeah, and two, what I think's great is that you're partnering up with different local businesses, and showcasing that Alton love. And is that something you guys look to do more?
Yeah, totally. We love, everything that's a collaboration like that. And we've been huge fans of Old Bakery since we moved here. That's like anytime any, family comes to town, that's where we always take people because it's like they've got great food for everybody and such a good variety of things. And it's a great place to take kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like once we had our daughter, now I especially love going to Old Bakery because it's already very like open and loud, so you don't have to feel embarrassed or nervous if your kid is like making noise or running around.
Well, and you don't have to worry about anyone ever acting foolish either. It's just such a nice spot.
Exactly. It's very like family atmosphere.
It really is. And, Sage, getting back to Just Funky Planning here for a couple of minutes, what are you guys looking to do this year? Any new games or any local game makers have some new stuff coming out, or is it pretty cut and dry right now?
Let's see. We've had mostly the same games from our local makers. Our actually next door neighbor started making crocheted animals and toys for us.
Really cool.
Yeah. So I'm a knitter and I knit stuffed animals that I sell at our store. But sometimes they all sell out. Or like I've got I'm working on special commissions for people. So then there's empty space. And so our neighbor is also a really talented crocheter. So she's started making dolls and toys for us. So those are really fun, like local special thing that you can find. And then this summer we're definitely going to be doing the Night Market on Broadway again.
Those are so fun.
Yeah, they're super fun.
Shout out to Main Street because that's really become a staple event throughout the summer and really something that's so well attended too.
Yeah, we did it all last year and it was just a great time. It's so fun to be like out in the community, see different people that might not, make it to your store and, just like hear live music. It's just totally like a great fun party atmosphere, but very like family friendly too.
That's what I like too. And like you said, where business owners can go out and mingle and really let the hair down in a different setting, and just enjoy. And that's what I think's cool. And once again, if you're just tuning in on April the 30th, that's in 8 days, 5 to 8 p.m. Did I say that right? Look at that, I'm right today. You can go hang out with Sage and company over at Old Bakery Beer Company for a funky game night where you can play a variety of different games and just enjoy the night with your family and friends. And I think that's what's cool. It's not any pressure, no $1 million cash
Nobody's
prize.
Gonna be watching you and judging how well you play.
You can just enjoy it.
Yep, totally.
And now, is there any specials going on right now at the storefront? Anything we need to call to action today?
I mean, we'd just love to see you. It's been a little quieter on our block since sadly Rushmore isn't left and is moving to St. Louis.
No way.
Yeah, and My Just Desserts closed, which we all know is super sad for our town.
Yeah.
So I am, it's been a little quiet on our block, so we would just love to see more people down on, Tenny's Broadway and in the region. There's still so much fun stuff to do and so much good shopping downtown and everything. And if you want to buy the building across the street and open up a new cool store to join us on our block, we would love that.
Making sure it's working over here today. And, Sage, real quick for folks that maybe need a refresher, what are your hours going forward?
So we are Wednesday through Sunday, but we're actually going to be changing our hours soon. At the end of May, we're going to be open on Mondays instead of on Wednesdays. So if you are a person who, has Mondays off or can go shopping on Mondays, that'll be a new, opportunity for you to come into our store. So we'd love to see you. There.
Really cool. And then the play area, I wanted to ask you about that again, just to refresh the audience. So we on that play space, too.
Yeah, so we call it the Playcade in our store.
Yep.
And so we always have a bunch of different toys out that you can play with and test out. We've got a couple really cute new ones. There's one where you are building a garden, so it's a little free-form construction set with really all these different flowers and things. And so that's a really fun, like, springy, summery little gift. And we've got a board game area area, so we have a bunch of different, they're usually kind of action-y or, tabletop games that you can just come and, we'll just pop over and show you how they work, and you can have, some kids get really invested in them and sit there for an hour, playing the games and trying to beat them. So it's a lot of fun. If you've got some time to kill, bring your kids down or your adults and, play some games, check out some new toys.
Really cool. Well, Sage, all I know is that I'm looking forward to seeing how the summer goes for you. And every time I talk to you, it's just great. It doesn't feel like 15 minutes already, but yeah, here we are. Sage, for more information, what's the best place to learn it?
You can go follow us on Facebook, Funky Planet Toys and Gifts, or on Instagram. I post on there pretty much every day, so there's always, you find out when we've got new toys in the shop or any events coming up.
Really cool. With that being said, we're out of time. Overtime today on our daily show, 11:15. I'll see you back here live at 9 for more information. Check out Funky Planet Toys and Gifts on Facebook, and try your best to stay out of jail.